Hey folks, how we doing today? Welcome back to the Joy of Resin. We are doing a craft pour video with some clear and then black and pink mica powder mixed together with just a little bit of glow in the dark powder. That needs to go back on the shelf. Okie dokie. This is a touch-up video for the most part, just completing earlier projects. I have a brain, I just don't know where I put it. Stay. Okay, let us, okay, let's start with this guy since this is the important thing I'm working on. So, getting out of my own way. You go there, and there, and there. Okay, so we have our information panel for the commission piece I was asked to make. A lot of the letters were just not perfectly lined up. The client asked me to try and fix it. And since it is a paid piece, I'm happy to do that. The customer is not always right, but they are in matters of taste. So what I've done this time is, instead of trying to make one big panel piece, which is how it will look in the final result, I have made the individual pieces lined up along the outskirts of this, so I can use the border as a guide for the lettering. So now I'm going to try again to just lightly coat them in resin so that they will seal together. No, I'm not going to spray this actually. Oop, yep, already drifting. Okay, push that L back into place and the Y. Okay, all right. So I use my little Dremel to saw the original panel apart, preserved the parts of it that I could, and just kind of scrap the rest. The date was mostly okay. I just needed to separate the month and day from the year, so that's an easy fix. And then all the negative space, all the clear, will kind of disappear once I pour this into the resin. The problem with a project like this is, of course, the curing process and just trying to keep everything in position while pouring the liquid resin. Hopefully it doesn't float away or seriously drift in the process. Thank you for not completely abandoning ship. Sorry about yesterday's video. I forgot to charge my microphone, so the audio cut out about, well, just a few minutes into the video. Very annoying. Okay, good. Good. Push that up a little bit. good. All right. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, moving right along. So, all right, let me do my existing pieces first, and then we will circle back to the new piece I prepped. So we got some kitties that just need a base coat, or, well, a filler in this case. So, not an exact match for what I did yesterday, but close enough in color scheme to help the process to blend. So for this one, we're going to, for that one's easy, just, you know, we're just basically doing the base. This one's a little bit more difficult because filling up more of the space. So we're going to do this. Pour the color into the clear and let it diffuse on its own. Whoops. Ooh, there goes the tinnitus. Alrighty, and we're walking. All right, now we have skulls. That's not the right one. Well, where'd I put it? Oh, there it is. Okie dokie. Now, okay, where's my, there it is. So this one we had a lot of bubbles. And that one we had a lot of bubbles. So we gave them a little bit of a shave with a little Dremel sander. And this one we shaved down a little bit on the edges so that it'll fit into the skull. And now we just add a base coat. And the fat just walks away. All right. Do not need you poking up like that. All right. Good. And once more with feeling. For this one, we're just gonna do the clear. Drop in the 9-inch nails emblem. Push it down. Fill it up. I can feel you getting warmer. I need you to wait. It's not quite your moment yet. Ooh. I should invest in a bunch of desks, like some actual real desks that are at the appropriate height, and then completely rearrange my workshop. Should only take me a week. All right, a couple more 9-inch nails emblems. Again, gonna go for the disappearing act. These ones have been painted with the glow in the dark powder. And then we have another one of those cool snake and flower arrangements. There's a thought for all of you wedding planning people out there. Not just flower arrangements, but snake and flower arrangements. I'm sure nobody's grandma will be scandalized by that. Okay, again, painted with chromatic and glow in the dark. Just gonna use some of the clear as filler. Because it is heating up. And the difference should provide a pretty cool contrast for light diffusion. All right. Oh, no, I did pour there. Okay. Shit. Put everything right on the edge of the heat mat, and now I can't just slide my clipboard into place. Yeep. Too high. All right, so now I got plenty of leftovers. Not you. Where are the butterflies? Oh, no. Maybe. Okay, we're getting warmer. We got bugs. But do we have aha! There you are. Ugh. I love those cheap plastic bins. They're so sturdy, so resistant to, you know, stuff. Okay, so I've only made one or two of these because intricate detailing on these things is problematic. But maybe if I do alcohol ink, it can give me some cool effect I can't very easily achieve with a paint job. All right, let's try it. There's all that glow in the dark I mentioned earlier. Found it. And now we're just going to start from the outside and work in with the clear. Yeah, this is getting really warm in my hand. All right. I have a tiny bit left. No, too much for that. Crap. Yeah, this mold's a little bit warped. Crap. Where's my paper towels? Huh. Clean that up before it becomes a problem. I don't mind a little bit of spilled resin on my clipboards, but that would be a problem. Alright, I just need to dump that before it seals. Cures, sorry. See if we can get a petri dish head. If nothing else, it's probably way too late. That's tapped. All right. Use my little pokey stick. Yeah, that's already starting to cure, so this is not going to work very well, but hey, he'll have a cool little neckline. Okay. And that is leaking out everywhere. All right. Well, I'm covered in resin. I'm going to go clean up. So, thank you guys for joining me. I will see you later.